Have you ever heard a sound in the night? A strange scratching at your window, perhaps, or a whisper on the wind that sounds almost like your name. For thousands of years, people have heard these sounds. They have seen strange shapes in the dark woods. They have imagined what might live in the deepest parts of the ocean. From these feelings of wonder and fear, stories were born. These are stories of creatures that are not quite human and not quite animal. They are the myths that have been passed down from one generation to the next, a map of our oldest dreams and nightmares. They are the keys to understanding ancient cultures. They explain things that people long ago could not understand. Why does the sun rise and set? A fiery bird is born from ashes each day. Why do storms rage? A great bird flaps its wings, creating thunder and lightning. These creatures gave a face to the forces of nature. This essay is a journey. It is a world tour, but not of cities or monuments made of stone. We will travel across a map of the imagination. We will sail across oceans where krakens sleep and fly over mountains where griffins build their nests. Our journey will take us to every corner of the globe. From the misty lands of Europe, through the vibrant landscapes of Asia, the ancient deserts of the Middle East, the rich forests of Africa, and finally, across the vast oceans to the Americas and Oceania. Think of this as your personal field guide to the impossible. We will get close enough to understand them. We will ask important questions. Where did the idea of this creature come from? What does it look like? What does it represent? We are about to embark on a grand expedition into the heart of myth, a quest to meet the monsters and marvels that live just beyond the edge of our world. Our journey begins in the ancient heart of Europe. This is the landscape that gave birth to the dragon. In some tales, they were terrible foes that heroes had to defeat. The classic European dragon is a magnificent and terrifying sight. A massive reptile, covered in scales as hard as armor. Great, leathery wings allow it to soar, casting a shadow over the land below. Its most famous weapon, the ability to breathe fire, hoarding vast treasures, guarded with jealous fury for centuries. In Christian Europe, dragons became a symbol of evil. The famous story of St. George and the dragon shows a holy knight defeating the beast, representing the triumph of good over evil. Even today, the dragon remains a powerful figure in our culture. The dragon represents ultimate power, immense strength, and ancient wisdom. We now travel south, toward the sun-drenched lands of the Mediterranean. One is the griffin, a noble beast that combines the king of birds with the king of beasts. The other is the hydra, a monstrous serpent whose very nature is to defy defeat. Griffins were believed to live in the mountains of Scythia and guarded rich treasures. The hydra, on the other hand, was a creature of pure terror. Its most terrifying feature was its many heads, and when a hero was brave enough to cut off one of the hydra's heads, two more would grow back in its place. The noble griffin often appears in heraldry. The hydra, too, lives on as a powerful metaphor. Let us turn our gaze northward. In these harsh and unforgiving lands, people told stories of beings that matched the scale of their environment. The giants, known as Jötnar in Norse mythology, they were primal forces of nature, embodiments of the raw, untamed power of the earth itself. The English tale of Jack and the Beanstalk gives us a classic example of this kind of giant, a test of brains over brawn. Our final stop in this part of our tour takes us into the shadowy corners of European folklore. Here, whispered in firelight, were tales of women who held strange and secret power, the witches. She was often depicted as an old woman, a hag, who made pacts with dark forces, flew on a broomstick, and cursed her neighbors. The witch is perhaps one of the most enduring and adaptable mythical figures, reflecting our changing ideas about power, knowledge, and femininity. Our journey now takes us eastward. Here, we find a creature that shares a name with its European cousin but is entirely different in spirit: the dragon. The Eastern dragon, or long in Chinese, is not a monster to be slain. It is a divine being, a bringer of luck and prosperity. They command the rain. For an agricultural society, the dragon was a vital and respected deity. Dragon dances are a central part of New Year celebrations, bringing good fortune for the year ahead. In the same lands that revere the dragon, another mythical beast walks with unparalleled grace: the Kirin. It is so gentle that it is said to float above the ground. Its appearance is a rare and wondrous event, said to herald the arrival or passing of a wise sage or a benevolent ruler. We now venture into the wild, untamed mountains of Japan. This is the domain of the Tengu, the mountain goblins of Japanese folklore. The more common image today is the Konoha Tengu, who has a strikingly long nose and often a red face. With a single wave of this fan, a Tengu can create great gusts of wind. They are a staple character in anime, manga, and video games, a reminder that the wilderness holds both peril and profound knowledge. The Naga are semi-divine serpent beings, deeply connected to water and nature's treasures. The Rakshasa, by contrast, are fearsome demons, powerful illusionists, and agents of chaos. Our journey now takes a darker turn, to the archipelago of the Philippines. In the shadows of this world lurks one of its most feared and versatile monsters: the aswang. This creature can detach its upper torso from its lower body and fly off into the night in search of victims. We arrive in the vibrant landscapes of West Africa. Here we meet one of the most important and beloved figures in African folklore: Anansi the spider. He is a trickster, clever, cunning, and often comical. He uses his cleverness to outsmart opponents who are much larger and more powerful than he is. We return to the African continent. Here, serpents hold a place of immense power and significance. Mokele Mbembe, a legendary beast of the Congo River Basin. It embodies the untamable power of deep water. Our journey now crosses the vast Pacific Ocean, taking us to the wide-open plains of North America. The Thunderbird. Its wings alone create the sound of thunder. Its flashing eyes send lightning bolts to the earth. We now travel south, to the heartland of the Aztec and Mayan civilizations. Here we encounter Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, a symbol of the profound connection between the earth and the sky. A scary sound floats through the dark, the sound of a woman crying sadly. This is the cry of La Llorona, the weeping woman. Ay, mis hijos, her endless crying becomes a curse on the night. For the final stop on our world tour, we arrive in New Zealand, the land of the Maori people. Here, we encounter the Taniwa, powerful guardian beings that live in the water and deep within the earth. Even in modern New Zealand, the belief in Taniwa holds real-world influence. It is a living part of the culture. Our grand tour of the world's mythical creatures comes to an end, but the stories themselves are endless. These creatures all speak to the same fundamental human experiences. They are mirrors reflecting our deepest hopes, our most profound fears. They are the stars of cautionary tales, living embodiments of virtues and vices. So why do these ancient beings still fascinate us today? They persist because they are potent symbols, infinitely adaptable to new contexts. They remind us that the world is, and always has been, a place of wonder, danger, and magic, if you only know where to look. They are the stories we tell ourselves about ourselves, and that is a story that will never truly end.